Mr. Subram Reddy.
Yes. My question 323.
Now the minister.
Sir, 323, A and B, no, sir. C and D, a statement is laid on the table of the House.
Sir, Mr. George Fernandes has given a very insignificant, simple, and very ambiguous reply, sir. We have to remember once, Indian Army is one of the best armies in the world who has shown their great talents in the fighting in very number of wars, particularly the First World, Second World War. But today, we are finding that there is a heavy shortage of soldiers in our army. The minister has accepted that there is a shortage of soldiers. He has given a reply that yes, we are encouraging by allowing the people before completing the graduation, they will be allowed to recruitment. It is not at all, I don't think it will be inspiration. We understand, sir, I want to know from the minister that various papers and also even the people of belong to the army, they are feeling that if you call for an interview, 75% of the society and graduates, particularly technocrats and technical people, are opting to go to civil services, not to army, because salaries and also encouragement was very less compared to the other encouragement. So I want to know if there is a shortage of army, the soldiers in the army, it's very dangerous for the protection of this country. You government must feel that you must make all efforts to inspire and also attract the youth. And also there is a feeling that particularly the technology is so much improved today. The modern technology, our technology is still outdated in the army. Therefore, I am asking the Honorable Defence Minister to reply what concrete and effective steps is proposed to take to encourage the youth and particularly technocrats and technologists and graduates in engineering and also the technology to be recruited as the army.
Sir, firstly, this question relates to the technical manpower in the army and not recruitment of soldiers and so on and so forth. It's primarily the technical manpower. There is a shortage and that shortage has been listed. So there is no ambiguity about it. I have said that there is a shortage of 3,636 officers in the technical cadre. I have also listed the various steps that are being taken. One point that has not been listed is a new scheme that has now been cleared, and that pertains to recruiting, not really recruiting, but inducting at the 10 plus 2 school leaving stage itself. The idea is to induct these young people, give them training in engineering, and bring them straight into the service, like one does today in the National Defence Academy, where at 10 plus 2, the students are brought in and given the requisite training. And I believe, sir, that with this particular scheme and the schemes that have been listed in the statement that I have laid on the table of the House, it should be possible for us to find adequate number of recruits, and over a period of time, because this is going to take a certain amount of time, make up the deficit that one sees today.
Sir, I am
supplementary.
Sorry to, no, first question only.
No. You have to ask supplementary.
But I am first supplementary.
No, please.
Let me
you
tell
have
you,
to
sir,
ask supplementary.
Let me see one C question. Minister did not understand.
You have to ask a pointed supplementary, Mr. Subram Reddy. Now there is no time also. Please understand the question.
Whether there is an actual shortage of technical manpower in the army. That was the question, concerned question, sir. So you have given reply, there is a shortage. But you are not able to give me a reply. What steps you are going to recruit the technical manpower, not a normal thing. I highlighted to you that there is no encouragement to join for technocrats and the technical people to join the army because their salaries are very less, encouragement very less compared to the civil service. Therefore, what steps, I want to reply my first question supplementary, 1C, you have not replied, sir.
Sir, I don't agree with the point made by the honorable member that there is no incentive or that the salaries are less than what are available in the civil services. The army is covered by the recommendations of the Central Pay Commission. And I do not believe that there is anyone here who is trying to suggest to me that they should be brought out of the purview of the Central Pay Commission pay scales. And their qualifications, the risks that they undertake, all these are taken into account when the salary scales are fixed. And there are also special incentives as far as the army is concerned, where people work in areas.
Then why there is shortage, sir? Why there is shortage? Why there is shortage?
Well, the shortage has developed over a period of time. This is a shortage that has been on from the records. It appears very clear that this shortage has been on since the early 60s. And the training facilities being not adequate, this shortage has continued over a period of time. So what one really needs to do today is to increase the training facilities and in the process be able to induct more and more students. And therefore, I do not see any point in the argument that you are trying to make that there is no incentive. People are coming. We have, if you want, I can give you just one illustration. In the National Defense Academy, every year, the number of persons who seek admission is 1.7 lakh. The number who are recommended by the UPSC is 14,000. And the capacity to recruit in each of these terms is only 330. So therefore, it is not a question of incentives. Young people are coming. We need more facilities to train them, and we'll go in for those facilities.
Shri Mulan Singh Yadav ji.
Second question.
No, you cannot. No,
Second
Mr.
question.
Subramanian Reddy.
I asked one, second one.
No, you cannot, Mr.
I
Mulan.
asked one supplement, sir. Now I am the first man to ask this. Second supplement is. No. There is a feeling that, sir, in the army, in spite of the modern science and modern technological technocrats development, in the army, mostly the guns and equipments are totally very much outdated. We have to modernize. This is also one of the reasons for the discouragement of the youth and youngsters with bubbling enthusiasm to join the army with the modern technical mind. Therefore, are you planning to have, of course, this is our information, maybe correct, incorrect, minister can clarify. Just as you have clarified that there is no discouragement, we are giving good salaries, but people, what we heard, I am asking if you clarify, you agree. There is a different issue. Regarding the second point, so what you are planning to improve from the budget, the outdated previous machine guns or and modern equipments and also modern computers and technology, how we are going to do it? Is it also going to be encouragement for the youth and youngsters to join that with availability of all modern equipment to join the army?
So modernization is a continuing process, and it is on in the army.
Yes.
It has been there.
Correct. Shri Mulan Singh Yadav ji. Shri Mulan Singh Yadav. No. Mr. Kanduri. No.
Sir, in reply to the question A and B, the minister has said, no, sir. Now it means that they do not wish to establish a defense engineering academy. But before that, sir, the shortage that is given 3636, I hope the minister now would know that this shortage is basically in the rank of captains and majors. It is not in the higher ranks. And I do not understand why reply to A and B should be just a flat no. Why the government is disinclined to have a defense engineering college? There is a very good institution already with the army, College of Military Engineering, Pune. It has got large infrastructure. There will be very little additional financial resources required to convert this into a defense engineering college. We have shortage of officers. The government is trying to dilute and encourage people from the technical graduates. You are reducing the criteria gradually and constantly. Yet people are not coming. On the other side, sir, Armed Forces Medical College at Pune, which has got a similar requirement, there is a great rush of people going there. There are many thousand people who come and a few hundred get selected. So why is the government disinclined to establish a defense engineering college? I would like to know, and particularly in view of the fact that the government has not been able to get people from graduate entry in spite of reducing from final year to pre-final year and giving all sorts of facilities. Therefore, there is a basic requirement for the armed forces to train their own engineers, which should be done by the Defense Engineering College. Therefore, I would want to know from the Minister, what prevents you from starting a Defense Engineering College, the nucleus of which already exists at College of Military Engineering, Pune?
Sir, the honourable member has partly answered that question himself, that there is a College of Military Engineering in Pune, then there is the Military College of Telecommunication Engineering in Mau, and then there is the Military College of Electrical and Mechanical Engineering in Secunderabad. Now, his only point is, why don't you have another institution? Well, as I said earlier, sir, in my reply, we will expand the facilities available so that the requisite number of persons who can be trained in a year are recruited, and I don't see any problem coming in the way of that.
Sri T. Govindam.
Sir, I would like to raise the question of
Aapko bhi
Naval
bulayenge.
Academy. The famous institution is situating in my constituency, Kasaragod, Kerala. Naval Academy started in the period
I am
of
calling our
Indira
army
Gandhi.
people only.
Indira Gandhi laid the foundation stone for the very site. Our respected Fernandes was a chief minister then. But unfortunately, for the last 14 years, the construction of the Naval Academy is dragging on. Here, our government is putting higher importance in strengthening our defense preparedness, but on the Naval Academy, only the one institution regarding defense in Kerala is a very, very low process. I don't know whether in this budget, the minister provided any amount for the construction of Naval Academy. I request the Honorable Minister to state categorically when it will be completed, when the training of cadets will be started there.
Sir, frankly, this the question, supplementary from the honourable member doesn't arise out of this question, because it was anticipated that such a yes, but because it was anticipated that technical officer shortage in the army. Here we are discussing the Naval Academy, which is a different category.
We know.
But since it was anticipated, I have made some inquiries on this, and it is true that it was the foundation stone was laid in 1984.
Yes.
It's like the many foundation stones that get laid without any idea of what is to be done with them.
No, this is not. This is not like. This is not like.
No, I'm not.
This is not like. This is not like.
What is this reply, sir?
Yes, yes, yes,
No, this is not like.
Stone was laid by the former Prime Minister. Foundation stone was laid by the former
Please.
Prime Minister.
Mr. Ahmad. Mr. Ahmad, please. Mr. Ahmad. No. The Honorable Minister is giving reply. Please understand. No, please. Mr. Ahmad, please take. No, he is replying, Mr. Ahmad, please take it.
You should understand, you should hear my reply. I said this is one of those foundation stones that was laid without any plan. Then in 19... Oh,
No,
please listen to me.
No.
Please listen to me.
Mr. No, he is replying, please. Please let him come.
No, sir.
Sir,
No, this is not a discussion. Please take your seat.
allow me to complete my reply. You should at least allow me to complete my reply. I don't understand it.
Madam, please take your seat. No,
Sir,
please.
the-
No,
sir, the
please.
fact of
No,
the
let him
matter-
complete. No, let him complete. Karikaranji, please.
Yes, I know you were the chief minister, Mr. Karunakaran, at that time. I know
Mr.
that.
Govindan, please take your
But
seat.
my point is that this project was sanctioned insofar as the budget is concerned only in 1995. This is the truth. That it matters because because the honorable member's question is,
No, please.
I had to make the point.
Commission clears
I had to say because
And the cabinet
otherwise,
clears it.
otherwise the
No,
defense
Mr.
minister will be
Speaker,
charged.
it's a wrong
Please, let him
information.
complete. Let him.
Academy
Pilot G,
cannot be
please.
cleared till cabinet clears it or
Pilot
planning
G,
commission
please,
clears
let him
it.
complete.
It can come in
The
next
point
budget, that
made
doesn't
was
matter.
that the foundation was laid in 1984. The project was sanctioned in 1995, and it will be completed as per the schedule in the year 2001. So in 3 years from today, that project will be complete, and you need not worry about the completion of that project.
Dr. V. Saroja. Dr. V. Saroja.
Speaker, sir, I understand that the French government, they recruit at the age of 18 years and they give all the technical training and absorb them in the army. And they serve for 18 or 19 years and they retire at the age of 35. Will the government of India will consider the same policy to meet out the acute shortage of trained personnel and also to encourage young and talented youth?
So this does not arise from this question, sir. This
Sri
is about the
Sauram
technical,
Chaudhary.
this is
Colonel
about the
Sauram
technical
Chaudhary.
Yes, sir.
officials.
I
Colonel
want to
Chaudhary.
draw the attention of Honorable Minister. As on today, the armed forces have become very sophisticated, very technical. The weaponry and the equipment being inducted in the armed forces is very high and sophisticated. Therefore, we need engineers, not only shortage but quality-wise. As on today, sir, most of the engineers coming with the Army, Navy, Air Force, they are passed their degrees from the colleges where they have paid the capital fee. I'll ask Minister, please check up in last 5 years, how many IIT graduates have come to armed forces? I think not a single IIT graduate has come. So my request is, sir, apart from filling this shortage, especially in the Army, at major and captain's level, where they are going to fight better tomorrow, sir. There are 50% shortage, sir, amongst these 13,000 total shortage of Army.
No, please ask
So
for
there-
supplementary, please.
So my basic question is to induct to attract good engineers. Are you paying some qualification pay, like you have paid the paying to these flying officers? You are paying NPA, non-practicing allowance to doctors, but engineers are not paid at par. That's why not good engineers coming. So are you contemplating or are you planning to pay sufficient pay, extra pay, like you're paying doctor? Incentive. Number two, sir, as my friend General Khanduri has brought out, CME, College of Engineering, I also done my basic field engineering. That is not for a graduation, sir. That is only after you go, Army officer commissioned from Indian Military Academy, Dehradun, they go and do the course. So my question is, sir, the one dedicated, a college should be, academy should be open, where all the engineers right from after 10+2 are
Mr.
attracted,
Chaudhary,
and
please
they
put
are
your
posted,
supplementary. What is
to,
this?
different,
This is not a
armed
discussion.
services, sir. So may I, two questions. A question, the additional incentive, and secondly, that as General Khanduri has brought out, kindly give a consideration to have an academy dedicated where good engineers are attracted from the 10+2, then posted to all three armed forces. Thank you, sir.
So, insofar as the question of a college which has already been answered by me is concerned, I made the point that at 10+2, I don't know why I get this point, at 10+2, this new scheme that has been now cleared provides that the candidates who have passed 10+2 will be recruited, provided they are in the age group of 17 to 20, and the selection will be directly through the selection services selection board. Then they'll get an initial training of 6 months through the Indian Military Academy in Dehradun. From there, they'll go for 3.5 years of training in engineering degree course at the College of Military Engineering, or telecommunication, or electrical and mechanical engineering, as the case may be. The remaining 6 months engineering course will be completed after they have been commissioned. So therefore, I believe that this is a scheme which will take care of the point that you have raised, namely, seeing that people do get training in the requisite branch for which they are being detailed. So, insofar as the other question of incentives is concerned, sir, I do not believe that it is lack of incentives or it is the pay that alone is responsible if we are not getting adequate recruits. There is an ethos. Where defense services are concerned, there has to be a certain ethos. And that ethos is not to be confined only to the men in uniform, but it has to be some kind of a national ethos where a sense of sacrifice, where a sense of taking risks, etc., has to be encouraged as a part of our overall national ethos. In the last few years, the thrust has been on higher pays, jobs, where one can have the best things of life, and so on and so forth. Today, I am aware of the fact that when you mention the IITs, and so on and so forth, well, today you have multinationals which stand at the gates of these institutions of higher educational learning in the country and recruit people even before they have passed out by judging their records through direct deals with those who are running those institutions. Now, I do not believe that the Indian government or the Indian defense forces can afford to compete with that kind of a culture. So therefore, the question of ethos comes. A sense of patriotism, a sense of sacrifice also has to be instilled in the people. And I believe when we are now making this effort, straight at the 10+2 stage or at the university stage or the college stage, to encourage the young people to get into the army, to get into the defense forces, we shall be rewarded and we shall overcome the shortage that is today presented. And I do not believe that it is only a question of incentives. The incentives are there, and I believe the salary scales is not the issue which anybody has complained about.
Question number